Tell you what, the draft goes right in your bollocks. I've got cold nuts right now. Hello, I'm Danny and welcome to Bitchy Bikes. Today I'm riding the Kawasaki Z1000. I've been on this bike about an hour now. It's very easy to ride, but I'm a bit cramped on it again, which is not so good. The ride is not too bad. It's very harsh. The suspension is very hard. I mean, crashing through a pothole in Britain is something you do every other flipping mile, you know. And this doesn't handle it very well. It's a little bit sketchy, and it really does rattle your bones. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. I've also found the throttle quite snatchy, especially in low down speed. But once again, it could be me, you know. Once you get moving, it's phenomenal. It's very responsive and it's great. I really like the dash on the Kawasaki Z1000. It's very clear, it's very easy to read, especially when you're riding. It's flipping awesome. So it's very straightforward. You've got your fuel gauge over here, your speed, then you have, this is your rev counter, but it goes up to 3,000, and when it gets to 4,000, it goes into loads of LEDs across the top, which is pretty smart. There's no gear light indicator, which I find a little bit strange. It's not essential, and you can ride perfectly fine without it. It's always nice to know exactly what gear you've got. One of the things I didn't like was when I had to go and fill the bike up for fuel, I took the key out, which is a really long key, and then putting it into the filler cap, it's a little bit flimsy and it doesn't go all the way in, and you know, the quality there is just not good, and you know, you constantly think you're going to break the key, and like even now I'm struggling to get the thing out. The other thing is these mirrors, they're just horrible. They don't do anything. You may as well just take them off. All I can see is my shoulders in them, and you don't move the mirror, you move the glass inside, which I'm not going to do because it's just taking that long to get a little bit of visibility. The other thing is the seat is so uncomfortable. I mean, within a few minutes I'm in agony. You would not want to do massive miles on this bike. The pillion, no chance. Not a hope in hell. The styling of this bike is something else. I absolutely love it. Just looking at it, it's a work of art. I mean, you get rid of that bit there and put a tail tidy in, but that's just EU bollocks that you've got to deal with and stuff. So yeah, you just bin that off and you can make that back look awesome. And once again, the exhausts, I mean, just look at those pipes. The styling and the thought that's gone into that, I really like. It's just very different, and yeah, just works so well for the Kawasaki. The front of the bike just looks insane. I mean, just check out those eyes. The inline-4 straight cylinder has 16 valves and produces 111 newton meters of torque and about 140 horsepower. So it's pretty good. It's not in the same realms as the S1000R by BMW or the Yamaha MT10. This does have an awesome sounding engine. That inline-4 really does sound mega. Even with standard pipes, I love the sound this bike makes. The other thing this bike doesn't come with is rider modes. You just get all the power all of the time, and you have to work it out yourself. So that's good and bad. I mean, it's keeping it simple, which is great, less to go wrong. However, I would like personally to have the option to kind of fine-tune a few things, but you know, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so that's a good look around the bike. I'm now going to take you back to Alf's Motorcycles in Worthing, so I'll catch you on the head cam. Hope you're enjoying the channel. So this is basically, I'm on a quest to find a new bike, and I'm going to try and avoid the Explorer adventure route. I want something a little bit more lively, a little bit more of a track kind of, you know, that kind of side of things. But I also want to be able to do some tours as well, so there has to be kind of a tour point of crossover. So yeah, it's a challenge, and also being tall, which does my head. I know I mention it a lot, but being tall means that certain bikes that I can't ride. I mean, a Hayabusa, I can't ride one of them. I can't get my knees around it. And then I tried the fared version of the Z1000, and I couldn't get my knees around that either, which was not much fun. Right, wind it up a little bit. So that wasn't great. So I really am restricted, which is frustrating as hell because I love riding. It's like, you know, I've not been riding that long, you know, but I love it. And you know, I don't know huge amounts about much generally, but I know what I like, and I know I like to ride, and that's what I want to talk about more about. God, these bumps on this are brutal, but it goes around the corners nice. It does, you know, it is a great bike. I can see why it's one of the biggest selling Kawasaki's there are. Right. The gear change is so smooth, I love it. Quiet, no clunking. Bumps really unsettle the bike, but oh, don't want to hit that. Yeah, the bumps really unsettle the bike, but the brakes are awesome. Right. 40 now, but yeah, the brakes are awesome. I mean, I can really power them on, and they really do bring you to a stop. They're not grabby either. You've got, you know, a nice bit of confidence with them, and they're good. Mirrors are actually in quite a good place now. I mean, adjusting them earlier must have actually worked. Still not a lover of them. They're a nice design feature, very sharp and angled, but just all I can see is my arms. Well, it's only the pointy bits at the end I can see the road, but really could do with a little bit of a wind deflector, really, just to take, you know, that initial amount of resistance just off the top of your head. Because 70 mile an hour, it's a lot of wind, and I've got a big head. Once again, the bumps unsettling the bike. Proper hooligan bike this, and it sounds so good. Sounds awesome. Ah, just those bumps, very unnerving. Gentle tap on the brakes. God knows what the fuel economy is like, but with it revving this hard, I don't think it's going to be that good. Once again, the bumps just unsettle it so badly.
bump through here, I'm not going over. Just through here. Oh, it's so bad. That's the only thing with this. The suspension's just a little bit too harsh for the road, I think. Bumps are terrible. Oh. But you want a bike with this sort of performance, and I suppose it's something you're going to have to put up with, or get used to, or just not moan about it. I don't know. I remember the MT being quite bad for bumps and stuff, but not under accelerating or through bends or anything. It was just the massive potholes. I also would really like to see on a lot more bikes is cruise control. I know it's, you know, people think it's a little bit soft and whatnot, but the things when you've got to do 40, just get to 40, snap it in, and then you can concentrate solely on what's going on in front of you rather than having to keep dashing down at your screens to make sure you're not breaking it. And especially with bikes like this, and also in cars as well, it's a license saver. It's something that, you know, I think it should be fitted. Oh, that seat, it's absolutely killing me. It's worse than those old plastic BMX bike seats you used to get when you were 10 years old. Ooh, bit of a pop then. So we're going to be nearly at Alf's Motorcycles now, so I'd like to thank them for lending me the bike for a few hours. And if you're enjoying the video, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, thumbs up with all that shenanigans, and stay tuned for more videos. Hello, I'm Danny and welcome to BHP Bikes. Today I'm riding the BMW GSA 1200. I've literally done about 5 miles on it. This long to get a ride on it, and that's purely because I've been on lots of tours and the weather's not been quite right. But today the sun is shining, we've got blue skies, and I am so excited for this bike. Fingers down my spine. Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Won't you rub your fingers down my spine? Girl, you look mighty fine. Yamaha do not want you to call this the Naked R1 because they say it's not.